Hey, y'all didn't hear that. I definitely didn't just fart. Hey, what's up, guys? Sunday Sosa about to bring you guys our little other video for the Road to Crossroads. We got I randomly thought about this. I'm actually surprised I did think about this. But just overall here, doing the pretty much the actual kart racing, the Sonic Adventure 2. I know it's incredibly random. You're just oh, this came out of nowhere, but it is technically like Sonic racing in a way. It's just a kart racer. I mean, there's only 6 playable characters. There's 3 tracks, so there's not a lot. Obviously, it's just one of the extra things you can do in Sonic Adventure 2. Nothing too crazy here. Obviously, that's why the video is just barely under 20 minutes. I played through each track twice since there were 6 characters. I played them twice so I could play as all the characters. I just won the order they had on the cart. So we went Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, Eggman, Tails, and Rouge. And I mean, it's basically just like the kart stages you do with Tails and Rouge in the main story. I mean, obviously the tracks are just a little bit different, and now you're actually racing against others. So there is that, but I'm gonna go ahead and give my opinions on it. I mean, for like multiplayer, yeah, this is probably actually a lot of fun. You know, just like goofing around in the kart racer, with your friend or whatever. Like, yeah, this is probably a lot of fun. Single player, I mean, if you just like being outside of like getting like the emblems for 100% completion, I mean, you might have fun with it once or twice, unless you just really enjoy this. There's not really a whole lot of reason to go back to it in single player. It's not bad. Let me go ahead and get it off right now. I did not think this was bad at any point. I thought it was funny. I actually had a lot of enjoyment with it. I didn't do the greatest in it, obviously, because I didn't know the tracks, and I've never been the best at the kart stages. So, but I still had a lot of fun. It took forever to freaking catch up to the computer, bro. Like, holy crap, these guys are kind of juiced up a little bit, not gonna lie. So yeah, I tried to pass Knuckles right here, and I was like, am I actually gonna win this? Am I gonna win this on the first try? Just clutch. The one thing I will say for the kart racing, though, if you actually want to even stand the chance not finishing last, you have to at least somewhat know how to use the drift mechanic. Otherwise, you don't stand a chance. So yeah, I kind of sold that one, though. The race automatically ends when whoever's in first place crosses the line. It doesn't matter. So if you're like right there, it doesn't matter. So that's kind of how that goes. But yeah, like you could be in 6, which I got to be honest with you, we did terrible these 2 around like these other 2 after the beginning course, because like I said, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going on, so we had to play Shadow here. So yeah, I don't know exactly how I'm gonna be able to ramble for like 19 minutes on this. So a lot of this might just me being mute, and then we kind of just let the game play itself. So. But I got a couple of things. But I will say for our Road to Crossroads, we're actually moving through this pretty quickly. We're already 3 games into this. We did both Sonic Drift 2. We just finished up Sonic R. And next up is Sonic Riders. I am excited and nervous for Sonic Riders because I have a confession. I've only played like an hour of Sonic Riders. So, and I know it's one of those games. It's not one of those games you can just pick up and be good. I understand it takes practice. So yeah, I flew off right there. I knew that was going to happen at some point on this, but I had a good time with this. I'm not going to rage. Literally, there's no point in raging. You don't know what to do. Just have some fun, and I did. And it's nice to do that instead of me raging all the time like a crybaby. So I'm well aware. I know I look stupid. I sound stupid when I rage completely. I get that. Like I said, I feel like some videos I do a better job at, and there's some of them that's just like, yeah, they're like all the progress you made just goes right back out the window. But trying to do better. So yeah, Riders. Yeah, I'm probably the gameplay for me is probably gonna be terrible because we're gonna be losing a lot. But hey, man, we're just gonna have some fun, bro. Have some fun because honestly, I love the Riders series. I remember a little bit when I was like, I think I was like 13 or 14, where for some reason I was like obsessed with Sonic Riders. Like I didn't have the game at the time, and I wanted it like so bad. And I was like, man, I was just like, I don't have. Shut up, phone. I didn't have a copy of the game, didn't have a GameCube controller at the time. I was like, man, dude, I want to get my hands on Sonic Riders so bad. And I didn't have a computer, so obviously I couldn't emulate it. It's just like, man, no fun at all. So I never did, and like the obsession with it kind of just like dropped off after a while, and it just never came back. And then I remember, I know I've told this story before, but then there's one day I went to a game shop in town, and I looked back like behind the register, and lo and behold, there's a copy of Sonic Riders for the GameCube. It was on like the expensive shelf, so I was like, this is probably at least about $60, $70, maybe $80, because you know how like older games or older consoles, especially if they're good, that they'll actually cost a pretty penny. So I was like, I don't think it'll hurt to ask. I go over there and I'm like, hey, how much is this? And he said, oh, it's $30. And see, look at that. We're not even done with the race, and it ends. So take a look at the water flowing above the PNG in the background. Or was it a JPEG? I feel like somebody said whether it was a PNG or a JPEG. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, that's where we are with that. And yeah, he said it was like $30. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to pick this up. So I did play it. I was not very good. I think I made it to like the 3rd mission with him. So like when you do Egg Factory with Knuckles, after like Knuckles and Storm confront each other. So I never did win that one, and I never picked up the game again after that. So, and it's not because it's bad, I just literally never got back to it. Like, it's very weird. I don't actually really play games on like my downtime. I really only do it to record videos now. But you're probably like, well, you don't do this for a career. How is this fun? I like it that way. I genuinely enjoy doing videos like this. I really don't mind just playing a game when I want to make a video for it. Like, I actually do enjoy that. It brings me, it's a lot of fun to me. Like, I'll have my moments eventually at some time where I'm like, okay, I actually want to play some of my downtime. I just never got back to Sonic Riders, because I think that's when I got back in my video kick, because poor Knuckles goes flying off over there. Oof. I don't know what oof is. But yeah, I find it more enjoyable. That's just like, I set up something that's like, okay, whenever I get to this game, it sets up excitement when I do go back to finally play that game. So yeah, I can understand how that's a little stupid to some people. It's like, dude, just play the game. If you want to play it, you can play it. That's like me with like Mario and Luigi Brothers shit. Like, I was so excited. Like, on my downtime, played through every Mario and Luigi game to get ready for it. I haven't touched the game in 2 months. I haven't beat it. I don't even think I'm past like the first ocean. That's going to be, if I go back and pick up one game to keep going right now, it is for sure going to be that. And we will be doing, obviously, a playthrough on all of the Mario RPG games. Those are like some of my favorite games of all time. And there's not an ETA, but I would say the soonest that we'll probably be starting on that, because like those playthroughs are going to be pretty long, pretty freaking long. I think we know that, because those are some fairly lengthy games. So the first one, obviously, in that list would be Super Mario RPG. I do plan on playing both the original and the remake. Obviously, the original comes first, because I'm going to be playing them in order. So there will be that. We'll be playing Super Mario RPG. ETA for that playthrough, my best guess is probably sometime later this year. Like, maybe anywhere between, I'd say, anytime after August. So probably still a couple of months. Even that might be a stretch. I would say at the latest would be probably early 2026. So that's my plan for that. And then obviously it's racing games. So we are moving through not all of the playthroughs in the series. So like I said, we're through both of the Drift games and Sonic R. We've done this. So next up is Sonic Riders. After that is Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Then we have Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, and then follow that up with Sonic Free Riders, and then All-Stars Racing Transformed, and then we wrap it up with Team Sonic Racing, and then after that we'll be done with it, and then we'll just have to wait for Crosswords to come out, and we'll play that. So right now, as far as I know, so I always have a shit ton of like notes I keep on my old phone. Like, I don't actually put them on my old phone. Like, I've got a whole list of these. Like, I have a list of like all of like the little video series that I want to do. And I have a list of like all of my playthroughs. Like, I got a system here. I kind of have it organized a little bit. So I'm actually, be surprised, if you will, about that. I know it's insane. But yeah, Riders must have 11 parts, 11-part playthrough. So this is obviously the longest one so far. It is not the longest. It is actually the Second shortest we have left. Shortest playthrough we have left is Sonic Free Riders, which only has 6 parts. Zero Gravity has 15 parts. For the longest, All Stars Racing and the Racing Transform are both tied with 27 parts apiece. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy. Not gonna lie to you. Those are gonna be long. Mainly because of the fact that I just play all the Grand Prix and all the difficulties, like easy, normal, and hard. You're like, what's the point of that? I don't know. I just like to play the game, and I like to be able to show off the characters, which I could do that on video, but I just like doing that. I've always done that, and I really don't want to swap it up here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just not gonna swap it up here. So we've seen we've went through the first little bit. Shadow and Knuckles got cooked, unfortunately. So now we're playing as Eggman. I actually really like the purple in Eggman's card. I didn't actually notice that until now. So that's more focused on actually trying to play the game the first time around. So I guess I have had enough to talk about. Really haven't been talking about this enough. But that's fine. So yeah, the big thing about how this is supposed to go. So we're going to be trying to do most of the stuff in these playthroughs. Like Sonic Riders, we're obviously going to be doing the story mode. Also be trying to show off all the characters and all the extra stages as well. We're also going to be doing the missions in the game. We're not completely 100%ing it because I think in order to actually unlock Super Sonic in Riders is you actually have to get like the highest ranking on all the missions, which is only for Jetwave and Storm. So it's just like, not really. You try to do all that just trying to beat the missions. But yeah, look at this here, bro. I figured this track out. I mean, obviously this is the easiest track of the 3. So, and I was over here balling, man. Like, I had a lead. I did not give it up either. This is the only time we actually won a race in this, was this one right here. So I am glad we at least got one victory here. That was a lot of fun. Felt like a good player for once. It's crazy. I want to go back and watch it, even though I am now. I'm watching it so that way I know actually what I'm recording over. And then boom, look at that. And look how big of a lead we had. That was crazy. No, it probably, well, they don't stop actually. And you winning them does get you one of the emblems. I'm pretty sure all of you knew that. And the ball out of the way, and we finally had a face on the board. So next up we got to play as Tails. But anyways, back to what I was saying. But yeah, Zero Gravity is more of the same. The only difference is that I split the story mode up into 2 parts a piece for the Heroes and Babylon story because of the fact I know that I'm probably going to get my ass handed to me when I play these games. So it's just like, I don't want to. I actually want to be able to enjoy the game. So if I do start to get frustrated, like I know I probably will, so I'll have some cool off time and I can actually chill before going to the next one. So it's just like, hey. So that way you can actually enjoy the game instead of just going and cover your ears for this. Like, dude, this game sucks. I can't believe they just let you go in there like this. Instead of just doing that, we're going, hey, you know what? It's called get good, buddy. Get good. Instead of just immediately trying to go to like doom and gloom and like, oh, man, I'm not no good at this game. It's not fun. I know it's a lot of fun because I know it can be fun when you actually get good at the game. So yeah, Zero Gravity, theirs is like, since I actually consider them, I actually a fairly decent Zero Gravity player, so I have more confidence in myself for that. Even though I haven't actually played the game in like years, I have the confidence that I can absolutely, definitely win on that one, and that way we can do like the whole stories in like one video. So I'm not, excuse me, I'm not worried about that one at all. And then Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing, like I said, 27 parts. I know that's a lot, but this isn't on the usual rotation. I usually now go back and forth. So yeah, we're good. We're cool. Right now, I think we are actually going to be able to get this done before Crossworlds comes out. I'm feeling confident. I do feel confident in this right now. I think we can do it. So yeah, like all like there's 6 cups, and then there's like the beginner, advanced, and expert. So that's 18 of 27 parts right there. And then the majority of it afterwards is just doing like some missions. So there's that. Heard about that. Like I said, Sonic Free Riders, 6 parts. It's just the story mode where each character, each team has its own story. We're doing the entirety of that on video. I thought about breaking it up, and I was like, no. I said we could probably just get those knocked out pretty quick, honestly. So that's what we're gonna do for that. Also, the race transformed is based. There's 5 cups, but there are 4 different modes. Like, I know there's like, but I know. Well, I thought about you have like beginner, advanced, expert, and I want to say there's like an expert, but I know there's also a mirror mode in it, so maybe that actually takes longer. Maybe I miscalculated, but we got 5th there, so you know, not the worst thing in the world right there. And then Team Sonic Racing doing the story mode, and I will be doing the Grand Prix as generic as they are. I'm just showing them off. It doesn't matter what the difficulty is. I'm not doing them all on the same difficulty for that. There is a team mode, obviously, and then there is also the single racing mode. But anyways, here we go, the last race. Doing this with Rouge. On the expert track. I didn't really figure this one out. Obviously, it's the expert track, so there is a much higher degree of difficulty for this one. So, and I do like how if you're drifting and you go over like a ramp or something, you can actually turn in the air and it's like so seamless. It actually feels really cool to pull that off. I was like, yo, I didn't even know you could do this in this game. Like, it was so cool and it felt so satisfying to do. It's like, man, I'm gonna have to remember that for in the future if I ever come back and do this again. Even remember it probably for the actual kart stages for Tails and Rouge in the story. It was generally fun, and then, you know, obviously coming back and be able to kind of hit some of these other turns and drifts, because it's like, okay, you have an idea on what the track layout is. Sorry, I had to cough. I keep going, so you can like hear me when I talk. It's just like, okay. So yeah, your boy kind of did get a little bit cooked here though, but it's like, yeah, being able to pull off some of these, like learn the track layout. I'm surprised I never actually felt fair. I did spin out there. I kind of knew from that point when I spun out, I was like, yeah, I was probably not gonna actually be able to do anything with that. So I didn't see the competition for the rest of the race. I might have saw him above that like little hump right there just now, but it was like looked like a pixel. But yeah, look at that. Yes, dude, that felt so cool to do. It's crazy. I was like, listen, I think, yeah, probably just gonna chill, try to catch up. I didn't catch up. I'm gonna be honest, I did not catch up. The expert track, you would need a lot more practice to even compete for not coming in last year. So you can't even see them over there. They're gone. And I really like this part because it actually reminded me of Radical Highway, like the ending in the game. It was kind of crazy. I was like, man, I was not expecting to see that. So when I played through his Knuckles, I was like, oh, look at this. Like, it was like so cool to me. I don't know why. It just was. I was like, we need more of this in this game. And like the track layout's not super. Like, that was the big thing I was wondering for. Like, is it going to be the same track? It's just they're just talking about like beginner, standard, and expert for track. Are they just talking about the difficulty of like the CPU? Or are they actually talking about the track layout? They were, as far as I know they were definitely talking about the track layout. I don't know about this. Maybe the CPU got a little bit more difficult. I don't actually know. They probably did. I just don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I didn't see him again after this. I can tell you that much. In beginner mode, it's just like I caught up pretty easy. So I think it is actually both. Harder track, harder difficulty. And look at that, man. Stuck it, pause. Stuck the landing. I don't know what we're sticking in anything. But yeah, we stuck the landing. Like I said, super satisfying. Of course, you know, it is kind of bland to look at after a while because you are kind of just looking at the same thing. Yo, I actually did see somebody there for a second. So maybe we were catching up just slightly. Yeah, I think I did see somebody up there. And look at that. Only to hit that and then have the race in. So yeah, that right there is the kart racing. I saw somebody go right there. But that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, the like button, subscribe to the channel that helps out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, Road Crossroads.